Board managers have concluded the closed session. It was closed for attorney-client privilege for the discussion on the SRRWD River Watershed District office lease option and the combined disposal facility mediation. And now we will reopen the regular board meeting of the district. Andy, item number 6, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First item is item A, motion to execute option agreement for First and Main Development LLC. That is the current building that we are in right now. This has been housing us as our temporary office since the 1st of August, and looking to execute the option with First and Main Development LLC. To make this a permanent office for the district.
Floor is open for a motion. So moved. Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, when you call the roll, Leah.
Manager Hansen,
Aye.
Manager Kramer,
Aye.
Manager Pasuski,
Aye.
Manager Bakken.
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item B is just a CDF litigation update. Just to let the public know that mediation has been completed and there's a pending settlement agreement that the board will vote on at their November meeting. Item C is a country club property update. This is the property that the district originally purchased to assist in the dredging of Fountain Lake. If you remember, we've had this up for sale for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. We are moving closer in working with the city to get the city the information they need on all the existing infrastructure that is out at the country club property. We also have a preliminary plat that we are looking to bring to the city planning commission. In November is our hopes to get that approved. We have been getting a few phone calls on interested parties in that piece of property, but we wanted to make it more saleable. And the way to do that was to break it up into smaller chunks that people could afford and hopefully develop sooner than later. We feel that this is a good route to go down. We feel that once people start seeing some development out there, the other pieces will fall right behind those. So I just wanted to give you an update that myself and our attorneys will probably be going in front of the planning commission hopefully in November. There might be a few things the city still needs as far as some estimated costs for a few things out there, just so the planning commission has costs for whoever goes in and does the final plat for the development. So that is where that's at. The last thing, item D, is a motion to accept the 2021 audit as presented by Hill, Benda, Scope, and Burnell. As we do every year, we have an audit completed. This year is no different. We did have a meeting with Andy Burnell to go over the audit. We also had 3 managers attend that meeting. We had Brad, Al, and Mick attend that meeting. And they did give a preliminary recommendation to the board to approve the audit. And I will let them speak if they have any comments after I'm done here. But the audit went well. There was no major hiccups in the audit, and I want to thank Carmen for that. Carmen works her tail off to make sure that everything lines up the way it's supposed to. You know, the one thing that we always get nit for is just lack of segregation of duties. And that's just because we're a small staff. There is only 4 of us now, but that's where it makes it even more important for, especially Al, the treasurer, and the rest of the board to really go through not only the audit, but all of our expense stuff. And you know, if there's questions, let us know and we'll get those answered for you. So again, lack of segregation of duties is the biggest thing that comes out of every audit we do. And again, it's just because we have a small staff. So with that, I'm looking for a motion to accept the 2021 audit as presented.
Your motion.
I'll make that motion.
Brad.
Second.
Second for Joe. Any discussion? I would just say one thing, we spent about 30-40 minutes going over with the firm. It's been gone through page by page. No other discussion, Leah, you want to call the roll, please?
Manager Hanson,
Aye.
Manager Kramer,
Aye.
Manager Pasuski,
Aye.
Manager Bakken.
Hi. Item 7,
Thank you. The first item I have is a motion to enter into an option agreement for Everhart Lake. This option is for a parcel that's located directly along Everhart Lake in the upper Pickerel Lake subwatershed, in which a landowner came to us with intentions to sell. Funding for this parcel comes from our Habitat Restoration Program Phase 11 funding, in which we just received our grant appropriation this June or July. This property is important to protect water basins and the land that buffers those water basins, as it doesn't include a natural tree shoreline. And projects such as this are identified in our One Watershed One Plan, or comprehensive watershed plan for protection efforts for habitat and restoration for permanent protection. So we are looking for a motion to enter into the option agreement. This is not purchasing the property. This is just allowing the district to start the appraisal process through our requirements with Lessard Stamps.
do I have a motion?
Yes.
Motion by Andrew Johnson, do I second?
Second.
Manager. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Manager Hanson,
Aye.
Manager Kramer,
Aye.
Manager Pasuski,
Aye.
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Thank you. The next item I have is a Lessard Sands Outdoor Heritage Council update. Two updates here. One is letting you know that we closed out our phase 6 appropriation. The district received $1,779,000, in which we fully completed 4 projects. Those projects were acquiring the Orr property, which is outside of Alden. That will eventually be transferred to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to expand that IC&E restoration area. We did our Headwaters Stream Bank habitat through the AMA. We just completed that over the winter. We also did the Vandergrift wetland restoration, which is located at the intersection of Highway 13 and Interstate 90. And we also seeded that IC&E site. That's the U.S. Fish and Wildlife property. So we fully completed those 4 projects and we fully spent all the funds. And we just received our approval letter on yesterday morning. So it's always great to have a grant that we fully completed and fully spent and utilized. My next update is we submitted our phase 12 application for the Habitat Restoration Program in May. The Lessard Stamps Council had their allocation meeting last week, and it looks like the district is in line to get another 1.3 million. A little over that, it's $1,933,000. So staff is going to be working on a grant agreement or a work plan that we can submit to the council. And then, hopefully we get this funding as the result of the next legislative session. One of the biggest projects we have is going to be working on the channel with the city of Albert Lee. So we're going to be putting that grant agreement together, but yeah,
That's 1.9.
oh, wait, what did I say?
1.3.
Yeah, sorry, more exciting than 1.3, it's 1.9. So,
And I would just like to really thank Courtney. Courtney has done her job with the Lessard Sands Outdoor Heritage and has done an excellent job in writing the grants. She has to go and interview in front of the council every September. And to just be on phase 12 of this, when she took over for me, I don't remember what phase it was. But she has ran with it and excelled above anything I could have done. So a big thanks to Courtney in the job she's done with this grant funding. It's amazing if you look back at all the years. We've probably averaged about 1.5 million in the last 6-7 years with LSOHC funds. So hats off to Courtney.
well, thank you. I do want to point out this 1.9 is based on the current projections that the council has for funding. That number can go up and down slightly as a result of what their actual budget numbers are, but it should hopefully be around that. I'm hoping for 2 million, but we'll.
Any other questions? Well, I have one. They're putting in a snow and windbreak.
Yes.
So who's doing that work?
So I have been in contact with MnDOT because that's who we did the easement with. So remember, this is the Orr parcel that Al's asking about. We purchased it with Lessard Sims funding, but MinDOT approached us to putting in that native windbreak that we had to go to Lessard Sims Council and get approved. We signed the easement with them, but MinDOT is the one who is putting it out for bid and working with the contractor. So I haven't found out who they actually have as a contractor in line to do it yet. But all of that is going through MinDOT and not through us. We just basically signed them the easement. And just for reference, it's not, whenever they access that property, it's not gonna be through the property itself. It's gonna be through the MinDOT's right of way already. So, yeah.
I've been driving that way and I can see they're installing it right now, I think, so.
Yep, and we made sure and we connected with US Fish and Wildlife that they will be able to accept that property with that living snow fence easement upon our donation to them.
What you think should be easy, actually.
Working with the US Fish and Wildlife is very interesting. They agree that, you know, it's a good project, but it's just all their hoops sometimes.
So I would like to thank Courtney and staff for everything that's happening here. So, great. Managers items, anything going on?
No meetings that I'm aware of.
Okay,
Like,
upcoming meetings, you got October 25th and 27th.
Yeah, so we have Bowser Academy, October 25th to the 27th. I believe there's 2 staff members, Courtney and Carmen, going to the Bowser Academy. They have a lot of good training at the Bowser Academy for SWCDs.
You say that, but we're actually speaking at some of them, so there.
Vaughn has been working with Bowser to try to get some more educational material for watershed based education up there. But it's always been good for these ladies, especially Carmen, you know, when you have to run some of their e-link software and all this other stuff that you have to do with grants that you receive from Bowser. And like Courtney said, she is actually speaking up there on behalf of the district and then some of the stuff that we do here locally. Item B is the MAUD Annual Conference and Trade Show. That's December 1st and 3rd. Through the 3rd, that's in Alexandria. The one thing I do want to mention about this is, you know, it's always nice if we can get a couple board managers to go. But we also, MAUD is looking for a Region 2 representative. And I'm looking at Brad, so I'm trying to get Brad to hop on that board for a while. And I think it's really an important piece to have, you know, each region. There's 3 regions within MAUD. Region 1, which is Metro, Region 2, which is us, more southern Minnesota, and then Region 3 is more the River Valley. But it's really important for us to have a voice within our region because then those voices that go to the MAUD board, and that's where MAUD board makes some of their decisions on how they're going to move forward. So again, I know there is an opening for Region 2. If anybody else is interested and Brad doesn't want to do it or Mick doesn't want to do it, please let me know so I can let MAUD know. And again, if you guys want to sign up for that, please let Leah know and we'll get you rooms and signed up for that as well.
I've been there a couple of times. I've got some business up that way around the 1st of December, so I may put my name in here just for the attend the MAUD convention. It's on in person, right?
Yes, it is in person this year. The last 2 years it's been kind of via Zoom. But yeah, this year's in person.
Okay, anything else today? Hearing none, motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Second,
One second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.
Stuff.